everyone, this is Bonnie from Really Reasonable Ribbon. Today I'm going to show you a new woven ribbon headband variation that's really very easy to do. Plus, this variation will work great with both 3/8 inch and 5/8 inch ribbon widths. Here are the approximate lengths of ribbon you're going to need for the different widths of plastic headbands. Today I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch headband and two contrasting pieces of 3/8 inch grosgrain, blue and a dot pattern. So I have my 1/2 inch white plastic headband and I have 54 inches each of a blue and a dotted pattern on a white background of grosgrain. If you're going to use a darker colors of ribbon, like a black with a contrasting color, I would go with a black plastic headband. That way, if there's any little bit of the headband showing through on the ends, it won't be as noticeable. First thing I'm going to do is take my two pieces of 3/8 inch grosgrain and tack them together by running a little strip of glue about an inch from the end. It's not really crucial where you put it. You're going to do it with the right sides of the ribbon. If there is a right and wrong side, the right side will be facing out. So you want your dot pattern facing out, and on the blue it doesn't really matter. There are a few different videos on YouTube with this weave. I'm going to do mine because a couple of them are in Spanish, so for an English speaking people it's kind of hard to follow along, and I have a different way that I do the ends because I like a really neat end, a neat and finished end on my headband, so I'm going to show you that also. If you're concerned when you're first learning that there might be headband showing, you can cover over the ends before you start and just glue a piece of grosgrain there. It is workable, but it does add some extra bulk to the end, which might be noticeable, so I don't really like to do it that way. Also going to put a little bit of glue on the end of my headband just to tack this on when we're starting. This won't be what's holding it together at the end, it's just a tack to hold the ribbon while we're getting started. I put the ribbon on at a little bit of an angle and I want it to extend just a tiny bit over the end of the headband. I'm not sure if you can see that. You don't want it to be flush with the edge of the headband, you want the ribbon to extend over just a little bit. So we're starting out with both of our pieces of ribbon to the left. I'm going to take the dot ribbon and go around the back between the blue and the headband and come out the other side. And it's going to come out at an angle and it's going to be right underneath the first piece of ribbon. The blue is going to come across the top to the right and they're going to end up one on top of the other. Now you're going to take the blue, go around the back between the dotted ribbon and the headband and come out the other side, and the dots are going to come across the top, and now we have both pieces lined up on the left. Dots are going to go around the back between the blue and the headband, and the blue is going to come across the top. The first few pieces will be a little tricky. You just have to be careful because remember we only tack that on, so there's not a lot holding that. When we're done with our whole headband, we're going to come back and finish. We'll do both ends at the same time. So every time you're taking a piece of ribbon around the back, it's going to go between the headband and the other piece of ribbon. So it's coming around the back, going under this piece of ribbon and around to the other side, and then we'll bring the dots over, and that is the basic weave. The dots are going to go around between the blue and the headband. The blue is going to come over the top. Now the blue is going to go around the back between the dots and the headband. The dots are going to come over the top. We want to make sure that there's no gaps where the pieces meet on the side. So just like the other woven ribbon headbands we've done, if you're seeing gaps, just slightly push it until it is snugly meeting each other at all the intersections. You don't want to go too far because you don't want to bunch it up, but you want it just to be touching. And the back, you should be seeing the same pattern that you're seeing on the front. So make sure every, 3 or 4 weaves that you take a look at the back. It's no problem to go back and fix it, but you don't want to find out 3/4 of the way through that you have to go back all the way to here to fix a problem. So basically you're doing dots, go around the back, and then the blue is going to come over the front. Blue is going to go around the back between the dots and the headband. Dots are going to come around the front. And you're going to keep repeating that same thing all the way until you get to the other side. So I'm going to finish weaving this, and when I get to the other side, we'll come back and we'll finish the ends off. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back with the headband finished. And when I'm coming down to my last weave, ideally I want it to overlap the headband by about that much. Chances are it's not going to end perfectly where you want it, but remember that there is some adjustment either direction with your weave. So whichever is either pushing it down this way or gathering it up this way closer. I usually go with whichever is going to give me the least amount of adjustments I have to make. As long as you distribute it evenly throughout the whole headband, you can really get away with either direction, as long as you've been pretty tight with your weave the whole way around. So I'm going to flip it over and start in the back. I'm probably going to back all the way up to the point where the turquoise comes over. Add a little bit of glue just to hold it all together. Bring the turquoise up and over. Oops. And with the hot glue you have a little bit of time to adjust it if you need to. Just make sure everything's good and tight. So then I'm going to pull the dot back and expose the headband, and I want to get a little glue in there. Okay, so now come around to the front. You can see where the blue is going to go over the dots. So I'm going to apply the glue diagonally. And I want to get some all the way up to the edges. And bring that over that piece. And squeeze it down. And if there's any extra glue, just get it out of there. Okay, so when you're done, you can kind of feel and almost see the end of the headband there. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and trim so it has the rounded shape that the end of the headband has. And then we're going to heat seal the ends. And it does get hot, so be careful. I'm heating and kind of just pinching it so that I know it's sealed and closed. And flip over, and I usually go around the inside too. Now we're going to go back to, this is our beginning, and remember we just tacked it. So what I'm going to do is pull that apart pull that out. And then I'm going to start by gluing this turquoise. Just put a little dot there, not too much. Get that to hold. Then I'm going to peel this back and get some glue in there where the headband, the plastic headband is. And then we'll go to the back. I'm going to apply some glue diagonally here. And I'm going to extend it up and around the top part of the headband. I want to make it so these line up right on top of each other and then squeeze so everything is stuck down good. And again, you can kind of see the shape of the end of the headband there. I'm going to trim around it. I don't want to get so close that I expose the headband, but I want to take the shape, the rounded shape that the end of the headband would have. And now I'm going to heat seal this. You don't want any of the end of the ribbon to not get that heat seal because you don't want it to fray. And of course I'm trying to move kind of fast here because this video is getting pretty long. I would probably take a little bit more time. Make sure it's perfect. I think that looks pretty good. So I hope you'll give this headband a try. You can find the ribbon and the plastic headbands at Really Reasonable Ribbon. If you like this video, it would be great if you could click like below and leave a comment for us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss any new videos that we post.